The simplest way to create your own AI coding assistant is to use Gemini Coder. Gemini Coder is a project. So let me be clear, the project is open source, but you have to add API key. Because whenever I say this, people misunderstand and then they start asking me in comments that how can you call it free? This repository is an MIT license free repo, which is called Gemini Coder, which is created by Omar, who is currently part of Google, previously part of Hugging Face, quite a popular figure. And this repo, if you were to use it, you have to add your Google AI API key. So I'm going to show you how you can use this tool. The tool is currently available on Hugging Face Spaces as a space. So this is available. So if you want to use it, you can go here and clone the repository and start using it if you want the files. Or you can duplicate this entire space and add your own Gemini API key and then start using it. Right now, I'm simply going to show you how you can use this. This is a very bare minimum setup of what you can do with three models: Gemini 2.0 Flash, Gemini 1.5 Pro, Gemini 1.5 Flash. I've said it in my previous video as well, Gemini 2.0 Flash is one of the best models that you can use if you want to have really faster inference without having to compromise a lot on quality. So I'm going to go here and then ask a very simple thing. So this is something that I've already done, building a landing page for a copywriting agency. That is all I gave, and within a couple of seconds, I had this landing page. You can see Copy Pro. You have the navigation bar, you have got the main hero section, and then you've got the other section available here. So how is this possible? This is possible because there are three things that are available in this repository. One, it uses Gemini API to create code. Two, it uses Sandpack that helps in creating a coding sandbox. So you can go see here what is Sandpack. So it gives you this ability for you to edit anything and then write anything and keep anything. And then finally, three, it has got Next.js app router with Tailwind, which is kind of the popular AI internet stack at this point. Some people use ChatC and UI, but in this case, it's just with Tailwind. So let me refresh this page and then we are going to start from scratch. You can go ask anything, but this is more of useful for small tools. So I'm going to just go here and then see, okay, build me a simple web app where I can pick colors from the uploaded image. So that's all I want. So if I upload an image, I want it to create color palette based on that. This is extremely helpful if you're working in a corporate company where you want to always use the logo that they've got. So I've got something here. So I'm going to choose the file and I'm going to upload this, and I've got the image. Okay. And let's see if I've got any button there that helps me. Okay. I don't seem to have any button that helps me do this. You can open this in the code sandbox. And once you do that, it will technically take you to the code sandbox part. And you have the entire application, whatever you build there, available here. So this is very similar like what the CodePen setup is. So you can do that. So for you to run this locally, all you have to do is clone the repository. So you can open your favorite terminal. So I've opened my terminal. In this particular case, Warp is a big pain because it keeps on asking you to update. And all I have to do is I have to do git clone and this repo. And if I do that, I will have Gemini Coder in my current working directory. So Gemini Coder is available now. And you can basically see Gemini Coder. So if you see Gemini Coder, I've got, so if you see Gemini Coder, I've got this entire repo available here. So I've got the Tailwind configuration, everything else available. So the only change that you have to do is you have to create a new .env file. So the way you can do it is you can either go here and then do it, or you can do just touch .env file. And if you do that, there'll be a .env file and you can start editing the file. So, or you can open it in VS Code. So I can open this in VS Code. Once I open this in VS Code, I can say new file, I trust the authors, new file, text file, and I have to add the key. So Google AI API key, copy this, paste it, and I can go to my AI Studio, Google AI Studio, and get the API key. So let's say that key is something like this, save it. Once I save it, I can just save it as .env file within the current working directory. Use dot, replace it because we already did the touch, and that's it. At this point, you're done and dusted. Now all you have to do is go to Warp, npm install first. This will install all the JavaScript libraries. The next thing is you have to do npm run dev, and that will basically run the setup. In my current case, it will not work because I have to update the API key, which I will do shortly. So npm run dev. So now it is starting to run. I can copy the URL, paste it here. My API key, that means this should technically work. This is currently running within my local host. So all I'm going to go say is, okay, build me a simple Windows 95 themed landing page for personal projects. What you want, you can select 3 models. I'm going to go ahead with Flash 2.0 Flash experimental model. And as you can see here, this is successfully running while running within my local computer. Not local models, to be very precise. It still goes to Google server. But again, this is because Google has got generous API limits for you. You can basically go use it without having to pay somebody. So I've got start button here. Click start. Nothing is happening at this point. Now, once you have the initial code, then you can start using it either within Cursor or something else, or you can even use this for small internal tools within your company. Like for example, I can go ahead and then say, I want build a simple calendar app. That's it. So I can go here and then say build a simple calendar app, and then it will start building a simple calendar app. Only thing is, if you try to productionize something like this, your Google generative AI API key limits, the rate limits would hit. But if you're not like bothered about any of those things, like you're going to use it for personal use, I think this is pretty good. So you can see like within a short amount of time, like couple of seconds, it's insanely fast because we are using the Gemini 2.0 Flash. So I can go here and say, build a simple HTML5 galaxy shooter game and get this done. So this is mostly useful for smaller tools, mini projects, MVP. If you have got to start up a product, you want to add like a smaller mini project on the side of the website for SEO, programmatic SEO, then this is, I think, extremely helpful. Like you're not paying anybody. You manage to run this. Oh, how do I shoot this? Hello. Okay, I can go right, but how do I shoot this? Yeah, I can't shoot this. I'm not going to get any score. And the good thing, like I said, is you can open it in Code Sandbox and you can start editing with that. Code Sandbox also lets you open something in Visual Studio Code, and that technically gives you everything that you want to use Gemini Coder for basically to create mini projects, starting from the Hugging Face spaces to run locally, everything you can do, but it is going to send your data to Google Gemini server. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. But otherwise, it's an excellent project. If you want to actually go learn about it, you can go see the code. The entire code is available here or on the GitHub. Start the repository, should mean a lot to the developer. Let me know what you think about these kind of coding projects. See you in another video. Happy prompting.